Hello, George Hinchliffe here, the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain. Indeed, George Hinchliffe's Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain. I'm sitting here with a lot of ukuleles. This is my ukulele collection, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Some of them anyway, there's too many to talk about. Got lots of them here, far too many. There are more in a cupboard over there and I'm not getting them all out. I'll start off with this one, my favourite small one. Here we go, perfect. Carry it around wherever you want to go. It's an uke. It was given to us on our first tour of China. So it's quite high pitched thing. That's the highest note. Now interestingly, although that's the highest note, this one can do a higher note. One note higher, even though it's a much bigger instrument. There's a Carla GB sticker on it. This is an interesting one. This is a Quattro. I bought this one, Cordoba, in Munster. I had a fortnight in Munster because Peter got contracted meningitis when we were on a gig in Germany, and he was in the hospital in Munster for ages and he was in a coma for a week, and so I bought two ukuleles. One which I thought might be good for him to exercise his fingers on when he came out of his coma. In the end he didn't need it, he made a perfect recovery. And I bought this one, which is a Quattro, and I've tuned it up in an eccentric way. It's like a ukulele with these top three pitch strings, but instead of having a reentrant G or even a low G, I've got a double low G, so it goes, which enables you to do some quite interesting things if you want to go into that eccentric style. Quite interesting, I think. This is a Venezuelan Quattro, different shape, metal strings, 5 courses. It's not in tune, so I'm not going to play that one. But although it's called a Quattro, it's a different instrument from this sort of Quattro. This instrument is the first instrument that I had in the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain. Marshall Stapleton with his logo at the top, pin bridge. A nice big crack here because we were waiting to go on stage many years after I'd first started using this, when one of the gang, Dave Such, no, I shouldn't mention his name, knocked it off and it crashed to the floor and couldn't be repaired properly. Not to worry, it was quite old by then. 1987, Brian Stapleton, Marshall Stapleton we call him. Here we go. You can still hear something of its former glory. It used to be the sort of thing that projected very well, and when 10 other ukuleles were playing, I could play single notes on this and be louder than all of them. So I rather liked that one. Kitty's first ukulele, this one. This is the instrument which was the first playable instrument that was part of the ukulele orchestra. This is the first one that I bought for her in the early 80s, and everybody who came around the flat said let's have a go on that, and thought it was fun, so we bought them. Buy an orchestra for loose change. It's got a number 1 on it because all the instruments had numbers on it. This was number 1. It's a B&M Barnes and Mullins Champion, and also been dropped. Kitty changed the strings after 20 years, so this is the second set of strings it's ever had. Still doesn't sound too bad. We should have a look at this thing. When we were in Finland, we came across the national instrument, which is called a kantele. So the joke about ukulele, kantele, they like that very much. So I got 2 of these things. There's a blue one there and one here with more strings, different strings, numbers they have. And played a solo on this in Finland, and they all went mad. Not because I was any good, but because it was a kantele. And so it's like a psaltery really. Play scales on it, a bit like a harp, but you can do this sort of thing as well. There you go. It's not been tuned since it was in Finland. Aha! I've got an instrument here which is quite old. It's a Martin. Lots of people like Martins. So I thought it was a 1940s model. However, in the case was a felt pick and a price tag that says Martin Nazareth PA Style 1. And there's also this capo, Elton capo. There's the packet that it came in, and there is the rather medical looking thing. And here's the instruction transposing chart, which is labelled 1922. So who knows whether this is a 1922 thing. Quite a nice instrument. Got a bit of poke to it. Yeah, there you go. Another instrument I've got down here is from Hawaii. This one is dated 1916. Still in pretty good nick. And it's Leonardo Nunes, the family that made the first ukuleles. Two families did it, and Nunes was one of them. Interestingly, the fretboard is flush with the sounding board, sound top there. Here we go. Friction pegs. There you go, quite nice. Build them light and they usually fall apart, but they sound brilliant before they do. I think that's one of those, but it's still in quite good nick, so I shall take care of that one. This is a more modern one from Munich, Stevens. This is the company that makes Jonty's bass, Munchen. Custom guitars, they've made ukuleles, they made one for Richie, they made a bass for Jonty. They made this for me, metal strings, interestingly enough, and it doesn't sound like a mandolin. All the way up to there. Next to it is an electric instrument by Marshall Stapleton. I've got 10 of those. Internal electronics, the sound comes out of here and it sounds like an overdriven sustained electric ukulele, metal strings, and but it plays at low volume, so that's good. I'm not going to play that because I'll annoy the neighbours. And here is the Space Cadet ukulele. Made of stainless steel by my friend Jonas. It's only one of its kind. It was made as a special project. And Jonas is an artist and inventor. It's not plugged in, so it sounds fairly normal. But there it is. Quite interesting. When it's plugged in, you can do all the 60s Sputnik type music. What else we got? TV Pal. I shall point at it with my stick. TV Pal, made in the USA, and there are quite a lot of quite good plastic ukuleles. And interestingly, that was Kitty's felt plectrum that she gave to me. And Macaferry used to make bathroom tiles out of plastic, and then somebody said, why don't you make guitars? So he did, and everybody said they were pretty good. And then he started making them out of wood, and he made plastic ukuleles. So that's a TV Pal. Here's another one, Makala Waterman. Plastic ukuleles, and now sometimes people say tut tut tut. Environmentally unsound, but I don't know. Unless you throw them in the sea, maybe you're okay. Over here we got a 6-string taro patch by Lanakai. So it goes single string, octaves, single string, octaves. So that is the lowest note. The A string is octaves, high A, G, C, E, A, and the A is an octave. So the lowest A of the pair is the lowest string on the instrument. And that was the tuning, I believe, that Ukulele Ike used. And he had it in different keys. So he actually had some quite low ukuleles. It's hard to figure out what he was doing, but that's how he did it. Oh, we got this Weissenborn thing here. Marshall Stapleton made this. Weissenborn guitars, slide guitars, no frets really, these are just guides. Sound comes out the side. We could have a go. Great, so you can do Hawaiian stuff and country stuff. That's an authentic sort of sound. It's quite an interesting instrument. Let me see if I can get it. Pete Howlett made this as a memory of Kitty, December 2017, after Kitty died. It's got these polka dots, which reminded him of Kitty's headscarf. And then goes up to a B flat, pretty good. This one's quite interesting, a Bolivian instrument made by Adrian, what's his name? Adrian Villanueva. He used to play the flute in Rumilata, a Bolivian group, carved out of one piece of wood, so the body and the neck is all one piece of wood, with a top on, ukulele strings, ukulele tuning, but he does his own kind of re-entrant. So the lowest note is the E. So the chord shapes are the same, but the inversions are quite different. There you go, very nice. We've got this thing here, quite a long scale baritone, but it's actually like a tenor guitar. Warren Ellis plays with Nick Cave. We also did a gig with him at WOMAD in Adelaide, in Australia, WOMAD Adelaide. His trio, playing violin, but he uses this thing, it's his design. One pickup, electric, very nice. Like a ukulele as far as I'm concerned. And then here's another one by Pete Howlett. Pete was making instruments out of British indigenous hardwoods. He did a rosewood and this, that and the other. And this one is yew, made out of yew. And you would think it might not work, but it does, it's fine. And of course I like it because it's a British ukulele, ha ha ha, tee-hee. So it's quite nice. I've got it tuned to open strings there. What else we got? Oh yeah, Marco Todeschini. This thing, I bought a couple from Marco Todeschini in Italy when we were over there with Aquila Strings at their festival. And this is one of those, quite a nice cutaway thing here. There you go. This one was given to me by Richard Durant. And somebody gave it to him and nobody knows anything about it. We think it might be a tourist type instrument from Spain, not really a playing instrument, but it does play. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, Richard. Mike Upton at Carla has given us a few instruments. This one being rather well played. Here we go. That one I've got tuned up like a violin. Whoops, bash. And then I've got another one over here tuned up like a viola. And then that one was the one I played at the proms. That's a Marsh. No, that's Pete Howlett. There's another Pete Howlett octave mandola. Peter Moon bought that in Japan in our first Japanese tour in 1994. Bruko. Bruko's an interesting thing. German. You post it through a letterbox. Flush on the top. No strings, so I can't play that one. Made in Germany. Affordable, family business, grow good. Ooh, Mando Bird, yes. This is quite interesting. Started off as an Epiphone mandolin, electric mandolin thing, but with single strings, and I had it tweaked and modified by Andrew Scrimshaw. We cut this horn off, and it looks like it was always intended to be like that. So, electric ukulele, as far as I'm concerned, even though it would be regarded as a hacked about electric mandolin. So those are some of the instruments, and thank you for watching if you've lasted this long. Bye.